Welcome back. You know, most actors would kill for the chance to act alongside the likes of Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
But as far as we know, our next guest has not actually committed a murder to get a role like that. In fact, she's got talent and she has a knack for showing up at the wrong audition. It worked for Amanda Lynch. She scored a small role in the box office blockbuster The Departed. Here to tell us about her big break, please welcome Amanda Lynch. Hey, Amanda. Great to see you. Welcome.
Have a seat right here.
Make yourself comfortable.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Man, how exciting. You showed up at the wrong audition?
I did. I was sent, it was for the same movie, but it was almost a big casting call. They just put an ad in the newspaper for men to come up and play extra as an Irish cop. And we got up there, my parents went with me, and they just showed me the audition paper, and they said, no, here it is, it's for, you know, men today. So I was offended at first, but happy in the long run. It's like, all right, thank you.
So they didn't just turn you away then?
No, they were taking some women in, mostly women that looked Irish, to be in the movie extras because it was up in Boston. And they heard I came all the way from Philly. So they said, oh, no, we'll take you in, we'll take your picture, your resume and whatnot, and they did. And got a call a few weeks later saying to audition again, and then another round of auditioning, and they just said, you know what, the director likes you, he doesn't want to see anyone else's picture, so congratulations. I still had no idea what I was auditioning for. I thought it was just supposed to be an extra. So it was
and you ended up in a scene that's actually pretty risque.
It was.
Described to me the scene.
Well, my character, Carmen, her dad owns an ice cream store shop, and Jack Nicholson's the mob boss. He plays Frank Costello. And my father actually owes him money. And he comes down to collect it and says, you know, don't let this happen again, and kind of starts hitting on my character in a very risque way and saying, you know, I can get your daughter if you don't pay me back my money next time. And you kind of, it was very weird.
But now you didn't actually say anything in the scene.
No. Martin Scorsese was very, you know, thank you to him, because he just made this whole scene up and said, you know, we want her in it, do what you have to do, and, you know, just didn't need to speak.
Well, when you got that phone call, when you got that phone call that said the director wants you in, you've got the part. The director was Martin Scorsese.
Right. I didn't know what to do with myself. I called my I called my mom, and my dad was actually in New York. He was away on business, and I said, yeah, so I have this part in this new Martin Scorsese movie, and they just, what, on the other end of the phone. I said, yeah, we have to go for a costume fitting, and we're filming it Wednesday and Thursday, and they just were beside themselves, I think more so than I was.
Now, did you actually get to meet him?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
I did. I was fortunate enough to meet Mr. Scorsese and Mr. Nicholson, and Martin Scorsese was actually the first person to introduce himself on the set to me. One of the assistants just came, brought me in, put me in the middle of the ice cream store and said, okay, you're going to be filming here, look around, get used to it. And then Martin Scorsese, I looked right in front of me, and there he was, and he said, hi, I'm Martin Scorsese, like he had to introduce himself. I said, oh, hi, I'm Amanda Lynch, and he goes, oh, I know who you are, I casted you. I said, okay. I'm going to go pass out now, thank you.
So this really all happened in no time.
It did. In the matter of between getting the call for the third and final audition and actually getting up there, it must have been 48 hours, if that. It was so weird.
But how do you audition for a non-speaking part? What do you do? Do they something?
Whatever you did, it was exactly right.
Exactly.
Apparently.
I know they saw my face at first, and they said, okay, cute little Irish girl, we can put her in the movie, I guess. And then the second time I went up to audition, I just went up and spoke in front of a camera. They asked me what movies I liked, where I went to school, all that stuff, and then that was it. I don't even know. I don't even know.
It's a pretty easy path to stardom.
Pretty, yeah, it was nice.
Now, I heard you actually saw the film with friends and family.
I did.
What was the reaction?
Oh, they went nuts. Some of them were sitting over there. They went absolutely insane.
How did you feel seeing yourself?
Who's in the audience? Who is this?
That's my mom, Uncle Joe's at the end, Aunt Winnie, and my Uncle Jack, and there were the first four in the first
How'd she do?
Great.
Thumbs up. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Uncle Joe's very proud.
Now, you're starting to get some of the questions like Tom Wilson got about Back to the Future, because it's a star-studded cast. Matt Damon is there, Leonardo Leonardo DiCaprio, and people are coming up to you and asking,
What are they like?
Oh, exactly. Well, people mostly ask about Jack Nicholson. They say, oh, is he crazy in real life, or is he really nice? And he's a very sweet man. Came up and he introduced himself too, and remembered my name the second day, which was, oh my God, Jack Nicholson remembered my name for a day. And no, they were just very sweet, but mostly I get from the girls. They ask if I've met Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg. I say, oh no, I haven't met them, and they're just, oh, whatever then. They don't really care after that. It's like, well, Jack Nicholson, and no, Leo, and then they just kind of shoo me away.
Well, it is a huge deal. Congratulations.
Thank you
Good
very
luck.
much.
I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about Amanda Lynch in years to come.
Oh, thank you.
yes, and we are excited that we got to meet Amanda Lynch.
Yes. And we're actually giving everyone in our studio audience run of engagement tickets to The Departed at all AMC theaters, Regal Cinemas, and United Artists Theaters.
So everybody will
hey,
be doing this.
everybody's going to the movies.
Thank you, Amanda.
We're back with more chat after this.